Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Chrissy, and I'm here with my 2018 wrap-up books 11 to 15. So the first thing I read, mostly because it was already March, and so what I wanted to do was, I kind of failed at February, wherein I only read one woman, and then I also read Rick Riordan, even though we were supposed to, well, not really supposed to, but like the idea was kind of like to read women in February. So since I didn't really feel all that accomplished during February, I decided to read women in March, considering it's Women's Month, or yeah. So I decided to just read a lot of women, and also pick up books by women that have been on my shelves for a number of years already, rather than buying or like reading books that I've newly bought or the ones I just bought from last year, even though that was very tempting. um, I really just want to get old books off my shelves and say I've read them already. So the first thing I picked up was the Refrigerator Monologues by Catherine Valente. And this is basically about Catherine Valente being angry at like Gwen Stacy dying. So she sort of, what she wanted to do was she went into this trying to fix Gwen Stacy's dying, but she couldn't do that because she realized that it was her thing. So instead, what she did, and I'm trying to quote from an article I read, and what she did was she turned the mic on the damsel and let her scream. So she takes women who have been, I guess, sort of mistreated in the comic world, both DC and Marvel, and she just sort of let them tell their own story. And so Gwen Stacy here is like a first girl who helped kind of like Spider-Man find his powers, and like helped him become a hero, and she ended up dying. And she sort of runs this kind of like it's called the Hell Hath Club. And so they welcome other like exes or girls who died because they were either with or knew a superhero. So there's also the point of view here of the wife of Aquaman, Karen Page from Daredevil, Harley Quinn. Who's the last one? The last one was the first girl who was ever fridged, and that was the girlfriend of Hal Jordan, who was literally found in a fridge. Yeah, because she was killed that way. So it was very interesting, and it's very good. And it's also, there are also some illustrations. Oh, there's also the point of view of Jean Grey from X-Men. Well, you know, of course everything was all of, excuse me, the names and stuff were changed, but I think it's a very, very interesting look on like, well, you know, what they think about it, not just what the author wants, how they want to sort of play with the character or murder the character. Up next, I read Shield of Stars, Book 1, The Shield, Sword, and Crown by Hilary Bell. I've read another trilogy by Hilary Bell, and it's a really, really good trilogy. I can't remember what it is, but I just remember I really liked it. So this one is for children. It's just about this country that's sort of divided between the countryside and the city. And in order for the king to truly have power within the countryside, or to be accepted as a real ruler, they have to have the sword and the shield. So in this one, it was about the shield. And there are 2 more books, and I'm really looking forward to it. It was a very good start, a cute little children's book. It's very, well, not children's, but more like middle grade. And I just know that I would have really loved this when I was younger. I still like it now, but probably not as much as I would have if I was younger. And then after that, because the movie was coming out, I decided to pick up A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. Okay, so what I can say about this is, you know how Narnia was like Christian but like well done and kind of subtle and fantasy? Now imagine the opposite, but sci-fi. So yeah, I mean, like, I really wanted to like this. I really did. it just felt kind of clumsy, and it almost felt like the science fiction didn't truly match what they were going for here. I don't even know what they were going for. I don't like it. I just didn't like it. So I don't really care if that's an unpopular opinion or anything, but I will say that when I watched the movie, it was better. There was I love how they diversified the cast and turned the family diverse. I love how they modernized it, because this is very much an old book. Like, I think it was published in the 70s or something. So it's, yeah, I think it was the update, I think, was better for my generation, I think. But maybe the older people who grew up with it might think differently. I don't know, that's just what I can say about that. And then book 4, I don't have a copy of it, but I will leave a link to the audiobook down below. It was narrated by Dane from Dane Reads, and it's called Dinosaur Adventure by Thomas Mosey. That is all I'm gonna say about that, so you guys should just check that out. And I'm counting it as a book because why not? And the last book I read is Ironcast by Destiny Soria. This is about two best friends. Actually, you just look at how beautiful this is, and then look at the back, and then it's just, when you open it, it looks like that. So nice. Anyway, and then naked, it looks like this. It has a quote on it, and the inside pages are mustard with sort of like that grid thing that the 20s had going on. So this is about two best friends in the early 1900s, right before Prohibition, but when people were already making those underground clubs for jazz, and alcohol was just about to be banned, and on top of that, you have people with powers, and they're called hemopaths. And these powers can either be like the main, well, there are two main characters here. One is black, one is white. The first one can actually make you see images by creating music, and then actually they both can. And the first one reads poetry, and then the second one can make music. And so when they work together, it's like I would say just as terrible, but not terrible. I think it's really cool though how the power system worked here. And there's also another kind of hemopath, they're called thespians, wherein they can sort of do like a mystique type of deal, but another thespian can recognize another thespian. So that's very, very like interesting. And I just like how the both main characters were equal, how no one is a sidekick, and their love for each other was so real and so true that I can really say it was a very good, healthy female friendship. As for the love story, yeah, I'm okay with that, and I just kind of like the twist at the end. I don't always read books based on the 20s because, I don't know, I guess I just have a hard time associating into that sort of time period, but I really like this, and I think that it's a very, very good book. So yeah, I recommend it. So that's it for books 11 to 15. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for sticking around, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!